everybody, it's Matt here at pianoblog.com. Today I want to talk about playing staccatos from the key, what this means and how it can be really helpful if you have a tricky staccato passage or just anything that's staccato or even outside of staccato, what playing from the key means and how it can be helpful. So there are many instances where you have a quick staccato passage or a staccato passage that requires a lot of control. For example, this comes to mind from the Pathétique Sonata, where you have these jumps, and then within that you have to have some sort of controlled staccato passage work. And if you're used to playing from above the key, where you're not actually starting with your fingers on the key for each staccato, that can be really tricky because you find yourself actually throwing your hand down at the key, trying to do that. And as you might imagine, when you're throwing your hand from above the keyboard to play anything, your accuracy diminishes, your ability to control it diminishes, and everything just gets a lot harder. But a lot of people do this because they sort of have in their mind, okay, I'm playing a staccato, it's something short, it's something abrupt, and so I need to use this kind of attacking motion from above. And there are instances where you would want something from above for some sort of sound effect. But for most people, for most techniques at least, most people find that this creates quite a lot of difficulty. So what you want to practice doing is actually playing your staccatos from the key. What does from the key mean? From the key means that when you're playing a note, you're attacking with your fingers starting by touching the key, and then the actual up portion of the note is after the playing. So instead of coming from above here a couple inches or even a couple centimeters above the key, you're starting with your finger touching, and you actually pop off like that. Now I'm exaggerating the up motion so you can see it, but you can see how I'm actually popping up with my wrist, and that's creating sort of a little bit of rebound or spring all the way into the tip of my finger. So if you put your fingers here, you can actually feel a pop. And then after I play the staccato, there's a very quick relaxation. So I'm coming from a point of relaxation and balance in my arm and my hand. There's a pop, and then I relax. If you watch really closely, you'll see I relax back into this neutral position where I'm touching the keys. So it's pop, relax, neutral. Now, I'm exaggerating the up motion of this, but when you see someone play this sort of technique quickly, you'll probably not really see too much of the up. You'll just see, and so it can be really hard if you don't have the feel of this in your hands. It can actually be really hard to see what's going on when you watch a pianist play because it's so quick and the movement's so small. But what's actually happening when I do that is I'm not playing from above the key, I'm playing from touching the key. And my hand is relaxed here, and I'm actually popping up, and then I'm back into a relaxed position. And it all occurs, in a couple milliseconds. It's very, very quick. So you see, that just gives me that control instead of doing that. So I hope that makes sense in terms of playing from the key, popping, and then relaxing. How do you practice it? Well, like a lot of things in piano, you practice it by actually playing the motion, but very slowly. What I suggest to people, if you're not used to this, is just pick one note. You can use your third finger because it's a nice balanced starting finger to use. You can pick one note, and you can just practice going down. You're going to go down like this. And think of actually that's a bad instruction. Instead of thinking about going down, think about the wrist actually initiating with an upward movement. And that's going to, you'll feel it. That gives you a little bit of pressure in the tip of your finger. And that's what's going to go down. So the wrist will have an upward movement here. And then you want to practice seeing if you can get that feel of that pop. And then, really, really importantly, seeing if you can get the feel of the relaxation afterwards. So it's like this. You just pop and then you relax. Now at first, this might be kind of exaggerated motion. You might see like that sort of thing happen. And that's okay as you kind of try and get the feel for it. But when you really perfect it, you want it to be just almost something that you can't see. Like that. You can also do it with 2 fingers, say 2 and 5 on a 4th. You can put this into your 5-finger patterns. You'll notice that as I'm playing one note after the other, I'm having to pop and then relax. So that's where the relax portion comes in. Because if you pop and you're tense up here, you can't do the next staccato, the next pop. Okay, so you can take a very, very simple little snippet, like one note, a few notes next to each other, so you can practice playing and then relaxing. Something very, very simple, and very, very slowly practice getting this into your muscle memory. Just this pop and then relax. What won't work is if you practice just trying to do it all at once. So if you just say, okay, I have this passage and I'm just going to pop, relax every note, you're going to immediately tense up if you're not used to that, and it won't work. So you have to take one note at a time, really methodically and patiently practice this way for a few days until you get that sensation of, okay, this is what it feels like, and that gets in your muscle memory. And then you can slowly build that into your playing as part of your technical toolkit. So I hope you found this helpful. I hope you understand, or this helps you understand the idea of playing from the keys and incorporating that into your staccato technique. If you liked this, I've linked to my free technique and beginner piano lessons below this video, so make sure to check those out. And also please like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next time at Piano Blog.